Hey everyone. I was feeling a little disconnected from all of you, everything that's going on. Hope everybody's doing well. So I just wanted to do a quick little screencast to make kind of a roadmap for the rest of the semester, like I'm writing here. And I felt like it might be better to do it as a screencast where I can actually talk to you in real time rather than, or not real time, but you know what I mean, where I can actually talk to you rather than just putting notes up on Moodle. So just to give you kind of the lay of the land of the last 3 weeks of kind of what's going on. So you've got lab. The lab you're doing this week is the one on circuits, and I've gotten feedback from some of you. It seems like it's going pretty well this week. You've got that online kind of virtual circuits thing, which actually seems to work pretty well. That you can move things around and put batteries and bulbs and things in the circuit, and you can see whether it's brighter or fainter. One person said you can actually see if something is wired wrong and it melts down or whatever. It actually shows that somehow or explodes or something. So anyway, so it's pretty accurate for what you would see in a real circuit, and it has the advantage that bulbs don't burn out and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that works well. Please let me know if you have problems with it, and we can try to troubleshoot that. Okay. So the way I have the one on circuits set up, the other suggestion that I had from a few of you that I will follow up on in the next few days is making little tutorial kind of things like this that kind of summarize after you've done the lab, because I think it's important for you to kind of struggle with it a little bit first, just so you see what your questions are. Then after you've turned in the lab, I'll put some summary tutorials up there just to make sure that you get all the key points from it. And a little bit of preview of this one. Each of the questions that I've selected for the homework, those are very closely linked. Like it asks you to summarize some relationship. Those are very closely linked to the lecture notes that I just put up on Kirchhoff's laws, Kirchhoff's rules, depending on how you want to label them. There's like a loop rule and a junction rule, and basically you're getting the intuition to understand these rules that we're going to be using over the next couple of weeks. Okay, so this week is on circuits. Next week will be the last lab, and it'll be on optics lab. And I found a program that's kind of like the one we're using for the circuits, where you'll be able to kind of move lenses around. You'll do something like where you'll have like a lens here, and you'll have some sort of object here, maybe a triangle, and you'll be looking at how the light travels that was traveling from this, and how it forms an image somewhere. Maybe the thing will be upside down or something, depending on the setup. Anyway, so it'll allow you to move these things around and see where the image adjusts. And so it's obviously not as good as doing it with regular lenses and stuff like we would have done in lab, but it'll give you, I think, the intuition about it. Anyway, so that's the last lab, is the one for next week. And we decided, given all the turmoil of everything and just thinking about how it could work, we decided that there will be no lab exam. I'm sorry, I know that some of you will be extremely disappointed about that. But just to tell everyone that, so you don't need to worry about the lab exam. Obviously, you still need to be concerned about the labs, because those concepts are important, and it ties in closely to, like always, to what we're doing in lecture and what you're doing on the sapling. But we decided that we can incorporate the concepts that would have been in the lab exam into the final exam for the course. So that way you don't have one more thing to juggle, and we don't have one more thing to juggle, right? Just there's trying to streamline as much as we can. Okay, so no lab exam. The sapling homework, there is you have this week's is homework 8, and it's mostly on capacitors and that sort of thing. So we have this week is 8, and then you have 9, which will be on circuits. It'll be closely related to the lab you're doing this week. And then there'll be one more, which is 10, and that's the one that will be related to optics mostly. And then that's it for sapling, okay? And then the midterm you've got going on right now, and which is due Monday. And I really do, try to be rigorous and precise about it, but I do want it to be fun. Try to make it something that'll actually be useful to you, that you can take away. So really think about what that's somehow related to the last few weeks of class. What topics are most interesting to you, and just be completely clear about it. It's perfectly fine for you to ask me questions about what you're thinking about, ask your classmates questions, ask your parents or siblings or whoever's around. It's totally fair game to talk about it, do research. It's open book and notes and other people. The only requirement, of course, is that what you turn in needs to be your own work in the end, right? And that you summarize it. So that's the process that I think is really valuable, is for you to really think about all the topics we've covered, think about where they might apply and where they overlap with your interests, and then come up with something. And then I'm hoping that example, I try to make it really concrete, both the spirit of it and the level of difficulty and stuff like that. That example that I posted for you hopefully will help. Okay, so just let me know if you have questions about that. And then the final, I haven't absolutely decided on what the exact format will be, but it'll be again something similar structure to the midterm, probably, depending on what feedback I get from you guys about that. That it will be the kind of thing where you can choose within a range when you take it or when you complete it. You'll have some time period to finish it, and it'll be due by whenever your final. Well, yeah, I think it'll be due whenever your final exam period is, but we may have to adjust that a little bit. But it'll certainly be due at least by the latest final exam period. Okay, and that is it in terms of remaining things in the course. So just wanted to, like I said, give you some concrete thing to look at, to kind of picture that, since everything, I'm sure, feels the same way it does for me, feels a little scattered right now with everything going on. Okay, so come find me in office hours if you have questions about things, and I will post some more little tutorials about the labs as you finish up the different lab due dates. Okay, take care.